Push the weight enough flex. Flex the livest one in the section. Fit the runner boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yo, pull up. I ain't gonna be here too long. Pull up. Ayon, pull up. If you on Rumble, pull up. If you on YouTube, pull up. In fact, we're gonna be here for a little bit, and then we're gonna go to Rumble. I'll do the remaining remainder of the show over there. Chris, what up? Dow, Big G, Chilltown, Snoop, Bernard, my brother, welcome down. Shelton, what up? Will St. Clair, CB Sports, Jana Hudson, Snoop. Excuse me. Phenomenal Mexican, my brother, salute. Shogun, Combos with Cam, salute. Marcus Walls. What up, man? DP Rocker. Come on in, smash the like button, share this video. All right, let's do this. Let's do it like this. I don't care. Miguel Cotto got his ass kicked in Margarito versus Cotto 1. Margarito beat the crap out of him. All right, prove me wrong. That's what we saw, right? That's what we saw, right? And I can't unsee that. How's that? I can't unsee Margarito landing those barrages of punches on Miguel Cotto's skull, his forehead, his eyes, his lips, the body shots. You see him taking that knee? What we saw was a classic Puerto Rico versus Mexico matchup, and Cotto lost. Let's do that. Can we do that now? We can do that now, right? Let's go in that direction. Let's do that. Let's just do that. All right, let's not talk about the things that we deem as obvious, something that how long ago was that fight? 2012 or something like that? I forgot. It's a long. No. It was before 2012. It was a long time ago. It's like 2008, something like that. Long time ago. All right. Never mind the fact that before I even had a YouTube channel, right? And 6 months later, when something else happened, shout out to Brother Nas, the late great Brother Nas, which prompted everyone with a brain, right? Everyone with a brain to double back and say, wait a minute, that Cotto fight did look funny. No wonder. Oh, let's not do that anymore, okay? New rule, we're not doing that. Miguel just lost. Let's do that. He got his ass beat, and I can't unsee the left hooks, the right hooks to the body. Him spitting out blood, all blood out his mouth in the 11th round when they stopped it. And when HBO slow motion the video of Miguel's wife and kids crying, let's forget all of that. Let's just forget it. Because it don't matter. Because we can't unsee what happened, right? We can't see it. We can't unsee it. We can't unsee it. It happened. He got his ass beat. I mean, never mind the fact he could have gotten killed. Never mind the fact that, hey, man, did he have plaster in his raps? What, like 2 years later, we zoom in on the hand wraps and it looked like he had gravel underneath. I'm like, yo, hell no. Are we talking about principle or rules and regulations? What are we talking about here? Tell me what I'm talking about. Does anybody want to come up here and challenge me on this topic? Because you already know what I'm about to do. Let me explain where this is coming from. This morning, I'm literally minding my business. I'm on vacation now. I'm about to leave the state. I'm going somewhere. I got a whole bunch of other nonsense going on. I get a text from somebody. He texts me something that somebody said derogatory about Devin. Somebody on Twitter talking about, oh, I used to be a Haney fan and first it was 144 and now the rehydrate. Some clown saying something. Look, it's nothing that we don't deal with every day. We deal with that nonsense every day. 10 times out of 10, that person was never a Haney supporter. He hates him, whether he has no daddy in his life, whether he's a big lip baboon who I pay attention to and give attention to on Monkey Tuesdays. It could be anybody. But this person texts me that and says, see, Devin's losing fans. So what? Here's the deal. When you just watch boxing off and on, that don't mean you know what I know. I'm immersed into this. I go to the presses, I get credentials. I talk to these guys, and in the last couple of years, I've actually gotten sick talking to them because I hate them. I've grown to not like them. I haven't tried to get credentials. I don't like talking to these dudes because 90% of them are full of shit. I'm sick of it. That's why I haven't gone anywhere. Boots is fighting Zayas. Well, it turns out I'm not going to be here anyway. But I was like, yo, I'm really not stoked about this fight. I don't care about the outcome. That's on Jesus. I don't care. If Xander goes upside Boots' head, I don't care. If Boots styles on Xander like everyone says he's going to do, I don't care. These kids are making me sick. There's only literally about 5 people that I support. Out of all of this talent, I'm only supporting 5 people? That's not a coincidence. They have tainted my sport in the treatment of Devin Haney. It's why I stopped caring. Now, I got into a long texting conversation. It turned into an argument. And I almost said, hey, buddy, I'm going to go live today when you get off work. You want to click this link? Because it's texting out to do. But then it dawned on me. How many times do I say people have to qualify to talk boxing with you? This is a man who likes the sport. But he don't know what I know. And when I see him, I put him up on game because he doesn't know. Because when we had an in-depth conversation, it sort of like gets into a cock measuring contest. Oh, you said this, Drew, but I'm going to say this. And you said this. And hold on, bro. The person you talking about, I know him personally. I can call him on the phone. I never forget when I first said to him, I said, yo, no, it's not that, it's this, because Bill said da-da-da-da-da, and he said, oh, you drinking that Bill Haney Kool-Aid? I said, hold on, Pop. I can call him on the phone right now. Where's the lie? And I forget what conversation we were having, but of course, drag out, you remember when the Undertaker used to drag out the body bag and put people in it? I had it out. And I said, well, answer me this, answer me this, answer me that. And it turned into, well, I don't have time to research like you research. I work. Nigga, I work like you. I work just like you. I'm a family man just like you. The thing is, I put in work over here too. I'm not going to get immersed into this thing to become fans of certain people to cap for them. For what? I'm a grown-ass man with integrity. My name's on the line if someone's out here doing something crazy. I tell y'all all the time, stylistically, James Toney is my favorite fighter, but goddamn it, he cheated John Ruiz. And I was at that fight. And then I found out, oh, he popped. Look it up right now. It's a no contest. Right now, it's a no contest. And I said, what happened? And the excuse James gave was, oh, I was on some medication because I had a shoulder injury. You know what I said? Bullshit, James, man. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Every time you shut the door, on what someone has to say about DHP. They try and open up a new one, and it just makes them look silly. Dude told me today, oh, well, Cotto got it back. Really, do tell. Cotto didn't sue anybody. All right, suing. By the way, tell me what the lawsuit was about. Oh, he sued him because he cheated him. Ah, he cheated him. So do admit that Ryan Garcia cheated. So you admit that. But wait a minute. I asked you to tell me what the lawsuit was for. You talk about get it back in blood. I was at the fight. I was at the post-fight. Me and Champside, I was sitting right across from him. Ryan said no rematch. He said that. I'm like, oh, here this dude go. Go to my live stream. 2024, it was like April 21st or 22nd. I was in the room when he said no rematch. I was sitting right there. I was sitting right there. Turkey Al-Sheikh has to get involved. They dropped the lawsuit. He's still chasing this lying motherfucker around. This lying, cheating, racist mofo around. Oh, that's a great one too. Because of course, when I bring up the racist aspect of it, of course, this is a non-black I'm talking about. Guess what ethnicity he is? Why do you think I have Miguel Cotto? Cotto, I have to say how they say it. Cotto. Miguel Cotto. Cotto. Right? Watch out. Why is it that Miguel Cotto gets extended this courtesy, but his shit wasn't overturned? Why is it that Miguel Cotto gets extended all this courtesy and sympathy, and Devin Haney was robbed? There was an attempt on his life in the ring, because I firmly believe when a fighter cheats, especially with equipment, especially with drugs, that's attempted murder, man. This dude's response, Miguel got it back in the ring. Well, let's dissect Miguel get grown souls. I see y'all. My brother I-Rock, salute. Let's analyze that. First of all, Miguel didn't get it back in blood right away. Second of all, although Miguel beat up Margarito and punched him all in his eye, shout out to Manny Pacquiao, because he's the one that softened him up for you. You don't want to have these conversations with me, bucko. You really don't. You really don't. The whole time I'm texting him, I'm like, yo, where's the lie? Where am I lying? Where am I lying? Where am I lying? You know what I get called? Low IQ for calling out the racism surrounding all of this. As if racism isn't a huge part of this sport. And if you don't think so, you don't know your history. You're probably not even black. This will be the same person I say, hey man, you heard of the Black Murderers Row? I may have asked them that before. No one knows about it, especially non-blacks. What's that? What's that? What's the Black Murderers Row? Don't worry about it. But watch this. There's a Puerto Rican on the Black Murderers Row, and I'm not even going to help them out on that. There's one Puerto Rican on the Black Murderers Row. And why is it called the Black Murderers Row? Why? Oh, but black fighters are making so much money today. What's the cost, though? Look what Deontay had to deal with. Look at what Tyson Fury and Daniel Kinahan got away with all this time. Everyone talk crap about Al Heyman, but has the FBI ever invaded his place of business where he had to stand trial and admit to fixing fights? You know who did? Bob Arum. And of course, dude brings up Victor Conte today. My question was, okay, yes, real nice. You bring up Victor Conte. Bro, name the snack athlete that popped dirty. Go. I'm not even talking about only boxing. Snack helped out soccer players, Olympic competitors, and boxers. He says, oh, well, people go to Victor Conte because he knows how to beat the drug test. I said, you're not answering the question. Name the fighter that popped dirty. Name any athlete that was on the snack program that popped dirty. Go. You brought up Victor Conte, I didn't. The answer is no. I'm sorry, there is one motherfucker. But again, Mansa Musa, salute. There's one athlete that popped while working with a snack, but he didn't pop for the snack product. He was on something else. I ain't gonna do the work for you. You do the work yourself. And what the fuck does that have to do with what Ryan Garcia did? Thank you, Shelton. That's who did. What does that have to do? Curtis, what up? What does that have to do with what Ryan Garcia did? Is Ostarine in snack? No. Absolutely not. So deal with the facts. Stop talking about Victor Conte. And stop acting like Devin was the only person there. Bud was there. Oh, I'm sorry. They are black Americans. Let's do this. Ryan Garcia was a snack athlete. When he was there, he never popped for snack. Uh-oh. But wait a minute. Fuck that. David Benavidez is over there. Watch out. Tony, what up? Talk about it. David Benavidez is a snack athlete. What are we talking? Caleb Plant. All the snack in the world. He still runs out of gas in the second half of the fight. But meanwhile, Ryan Garcia failed how many tests? And let's walk it down with it. First, he blamed ashwagandha. They said, don't blame us. There's no Ostarine in our product. Stop that. Then he blamed Supercard. Then they said, don't blame us. There's lot numbers on all our shit. Then he blamed Perfect Amino. And I forget if it was Supercarb or Perfect Amino. But they said, hey, man, you sent, wait. Ryan Garcia sent the canisters that he used to a third-party drug tester. And they said, oh, there's Ostarine in it. And Buckeye Coon, Showbiz, said, oh, see, I knew there was something wrong. And they said, hold on, it's a nothing bomb because we got the canisters and there's Ostarine in it. But the canisters was already open when we got them. Now, this motherfucker that's texting me this morning, I ran down all of this to him before. Why is he texting me this stupid shit? Oh yeah, Phenomenal Mexican. I ain't even get there yet. Well, let's go there now. Scooter. So it's ashwagandha, Scooter. Right? No, it's ashwagandha, Perfect Amino, Supercarb. You on Supercarb, you're trying to lose weight. It was George Floyd. It was black people. It was some big dude that raped them in the forest. This is what he said. Then it was Scooter. Then he beats up his wife, gets arrested. That happened. Then he vandalizes the hotel room and gets escorted out the hotel with a goddamn Magneto helmet on. Remember that? Stop me when I'm lying. I don't have to lie on this kid. This is what happened. All of this and niggas is still texting me about what some stupid ass nigga on Twitter said about Devin. Oh, I'm not a fan of him. I don't care. Who cares? Name anybody from 35 to 47 right now with a better record than Devin Haney. You can't do it with a better resume. You can't do it. Tank got a draw, won't run it back. He ducked Devin. Shakur ducked Devin. He's ducking right now. I dare anybody to say Keyshawn. Ryan Garcia got a loss with Rolly Romero right now. Y'all niggas talking about getting it back in blood. Run that back. Run it back. Lone Star, salute. Yeah, exactly, Mansa Musa, exactly. Dude said, I want to resurrect George Floyd, delete him again, and join the Ku Klux Klan. As a black man in this world, how am I supposed to take that? To get called low IQ when I said the racism that supports this thing, that supports the hate towards DHP, the racism and the absent-minded niggas. Motherfuckers try to say to me, oh, so black people aren't racist. When they've been accused, they've been held accountable. Case in point, when Adrian Broner said he was the can man, anybody can get it. Americans, they said, okay. Africans, they said, okay. Soon as he said Mexicans, they snatched his mic. Where's the lie? Where's the lie? And to me, I didn't care about that. I said, well, he said Americans. Well, he said Africans. But as soon as he got the Mexicans, they snatched the mic. Odd. Very odd. Or is it? Low IQ. My ass. Fuck out of here. And of course, you know, you deal with the personal attacks, whatever. That don't move me. You know why? Because the truth is the truth. Now, there's a lot of knuckle draggers on here talking about, oh, well, at least Miguel didn't sue. He got it back. No, guess what? If he didn't sue, that was his business. But if he could prove that he was cheated that night, I promise you he'd have sued. Who remembers that fight when they stopped it? Who remembers when HBO put the camera on his family? Matter of fact, fuck that. Let me try and find it. Cotto, Margarito, fight. This is 51 minutes. Let me go to the end. One full fight. I want to see that video where they show his wife crying with the fucking babies. They showed his wife, and I said, why the fuck did they do that? Why would they do that? Hold on, I'm looking right at it right now. Now, why is it, I can't unsee none of these punches. I can't unsee none of them. You know why? Why is it that Shane Mosey was able to avoid all of these punches, but Miguel couldn't? Why? Why? It didn't matter if he had plaster in his goddamn hands. You know why? Because Margarita didn't touch him not one time in that fight. I can't unsee none. Look, right hook, left hook. Face look like hamburger. Who knew, right? Wait a minute. We don't know. Because he was never caught. We don't know. I thought I was just looking at a classic. The puncher versus the boxer puncher. And the puncher won. The Mexican puncher won. Hey, wait, hold on. Nobody from Miguel Cotto's camp was able to catch those damn gloves? I mean, the hand wraps? Nobody? Nobody caught that? Nobody was able to catch that? You know what was crazy after this fight? His wife crying, talking about, Mira, she said it in Espanol, I want you to quit. I want you to retire. You know what he said to her? This is all I know how to do. Man, that shit broke my heart. Broke my heart. I'm looking for the video. It gotta be here. I'm looking for the video where they showed his wife crying and kids crying because mommy's crying. I said, God damn, leave the kids at home, man. But we never say, I can't unsee this. We never say that. We never say that, right? How the fuck do we not, why are we not extending the same courtesy? Why are we not extending the same courtesy? Even when a motherfucker's found guilty. Why not? Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. There you go. Here you go. Yeah. Sorry, I had another screen up. Ron Neal in that Super Chatty style. I remember HBO 24/7 for the rematch, and Miguel had a tablet showing Margarito his hand wraps after the fight. Exactly. And all Margarito do was smile like a guilty bitch. I said, yo, he did that shit. But you know what? It's a new day. I can't unsee those hooks. Because if Shane Mosley fought Margarito and he didn't get touched, bricks or not, he didn't get touched. I spoke to Shane Mosley. I spoke to him face to face. Matter of fact, I'll tell you the exact day that I spoke to him. The exact day that I spoke to him was the day before Jose Ramirez versus Devin Haney, right in front of the hotel. And I said, take me through the Margarito shit, man. He said, I don't think anybody would have beat me that night because he was going through an ugly divorce with his wife. His wife called him up the day of saying, you're going to get killed. She was divorcing him. She was trying to take his belts that people punched him in the head for. She was trying to take his belts, take money, and then called him and said, this man gonna kill you. So when he was punching Margarito, he was really punching his wife. And if you watch that fight, Margarito ain't touch him not one time. Bricks in his gloves or not. I can't unsee. Now, why is it that an old over-the-hill Shane Mosley, who I might add, lost to Miguel Cotto, why is it that he can go in there and outbox Margarito, but Cotto couldn't do it? Whenever somebody talks about what they can unsee with Devin, you bring this up. Because the thing is, Devin's fight with Ryan Garcia is a no contest. This motherfucker is a TKO loss. And this ain't nothing shady towards Miguel Cotto, but I've justified this shit for a year, and you know what? I'm tired. I don't have to be fair. Look at this. Look at this. Look at homie on the right. That's Miguel's wife, and that's his baby crying. Look at this. This is what they showed. Now, why the fuck, bro? Why would HBO do this? Why would they do this? This was OD. I saw this live. I said, yo, come on, bro. What the fuck is this? Yeah, Curtis. Cotto was way more defensively sound in the second fight when Margarito came to the ring with cornrows on. He was way more defensively sound. So if you're way more defensively sound in the second fight, I can't unsee this shit in the first fight. Miguel got in trouble in this fight because he was winning the first part of the fight. He got in trouble with a right hook to the body. I remember that specifically. Max Kellerman said, Cotto's hurt, guys. I said, oh shit, damn. The body attack. Now, why is it that I was able to land on Cotto, couldn't land on an old Sugar Shane Oldsley? Right. Y'all sure y'all want to talk to me about what you can't unsee? I can't unsee this. Left hook, right hook to the body. Uppercut. I can't unsee it. And why is it that Cotto could get called a warrior after this fight? They ain't say that about Devin. I'm getting sick of you big lip baboons. You knuckle draggers. Every time I see you motherfuckers on Instagram, I click on your damn page just to see who's talking. And it's always some skinny jean wearing, long-haired pillow biter looking downward. What's up with these kids taking their pictures with looking down? You know why? Because they're embarrassed. You come from a single mother household and you're an embarrassment. And you more than likely don't know your dad. And if you know the nigga, he's either dead or in jail. And one thing's for sure, he ain't wanting to do with you and your mama. That's why you looking down. I come from an era, we took pictures, you looked us in the face. I can't unsee this. Motherfuckers is good for telling me what they can't unsee. Talk about this. Because I have. But interesting. Y'all tell me if I'm lying. Every time I spoke about this fight, was I pro-Cotto or anti-Cotto? Ain't got nothing to do with black, white, Boricua. When I put two and two, the night that Shane Mosley was fighting Cotto, I was nervous. I said, come on, Shane. I said, he's strong. Shane got to land something, though. And he pitched the shutout. But I remember watching it, and they say, when Letterman was like, yeah, we got something going on in the locker room with the hand wraps, and Margarito had to re-wrap, or Shane, Nazim Richardson said, we not coming out. I said, what the fuck's going on back there? Because I didn't know. I was like, what the fuck is going on back there? Well, they got it right. I wouldn't have noticed because Shane didn't get touched the whole night. Stormy, salute. He didn't get touched the whole night. And then it was after the fight, they said, yo, there was some shit with his hand wraps. And then you find out it was some plaster shit. I was like, yo, immediately when they said that, I said, oh shit, I think he did that to Cotto. And then we had Kermit Cintron on the show. And Kermit said, yo, that nigga cheated me twice. Twice. How many times motherfuckers said, hey, man, so what, Kermit? We can't unsee those body shots. And Kermit, let me tell you what Margarito did. If y'all go back this far, Kermit Cintron was tall, rangy. He was a knockout artist. He was a knockout artist. And you know what Margarito did by beating Miguel Cotto? And if you go back and you can find the show, Kermit Cintron was on the show. Stormy was there. Shout out to my brother Trick Nolte. He said that motherfucker, when he beat him, they ruined Kermit Cintron versus Miguel Cotto on the eve of the Puerto Rican Day Parade. Two Puerto Rican fighters, bro. And I think Kermit could have got Cotto. He was rangy, very tall, and strong. And that loss messed his career up. And he said he got him twice. Felix, what up? He got him twice. No one ever said, hey, man, what's wrong with your goddamn corner? They don't know how to check gloves? I don't want to hear that shit, Kermit. No one says that. He was on the show. I didn't say that to him either. I was like, no, because he got robbed, bro. Now, as a black supporter of the sport, I looked at this and I said, it's not right. I just told y'all. James Toney versus John Ruiz was bullshit. Oh, I was at that fight. I was at the Garden. He beat John, but then I found out he cheated. Nah, James, fuck out of here. Stylistically, you one of my favorite fighters. But that was bullshit, bro. That was bullshit, man. Come on. So when I bring this to the attention of the motherfucker texting me this morning, his ideology, magically, is none of that matters. Get it back in blood. 4-hour sniper in that super chat. Salute, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you. None of that matters. Blame the victim. Cotto's clearly the victim. His wife and kid is crying right here. HBO put the cameras right on her. This was unnecessary. But you blaming the victim. But it's okay because Cotto got it back in blood. Let's walk it through. Because motherfuckers don't know what they think they know. First of all, he didn't get caught cheating Cotto. It's a TKO loss. He got caught trying to cheat Mosley. He got knocked out, stopped, and then his license was suspended in America. And for those of you that don't know, Antonio Margarito's American. Did you know that? He's born here. His parents went back to Mexico and took him. He's American. You can't deport Margarito. I don't care if his English is bad. He's American. Look it up. I think he was born in California. And his parents went back to Mexico. He's American. So he continued his career in Mexico. How did he get back to fighting in America? Bob Arum went down to Mexico, pulled some strings, brought his ass back to fight who? Manny Pacquiao. And Manny bust his eye up. That's what happened. And then he got the Cotto rematch. And Cotto aimed for the eye and stopped him. So do you really want to give Cotto credit? I celebrate it. I fucks with Miguel. But I want you to understand. I watch the sport. Fair is fair. This was nonsense. And I shit you not. If I get one more motherfucker to call me up or text me, don't send me shit derogatory about Devin Haney. Don't want to hear it. You don't qualify. I ended that conversation by sending them links from my channel. You accuse me of being racist? Motherfucker, what is Tuesday? Put it in the chat. What is Tuesday and who am I talking about? How fucking dare you? There's nothing worse than someone wrong and strong trying to debate with you. That's your ego talking. You don't know what I know. I sent him my channel. I said, look, I interviewed this. You talking to me about this guy, but wait a minute. I spoke to him. Callie, what up? One Deep, what up? I like, Sam Max, salute. I spoke to this guy. I said, wait. I'm not making this up. Here's my channel. That's me talking to him. Teofimo's a racist and a liar. Oh, he's a racist and a liar. Oh, you don't know? Whichever monkey wants the banana? You don't know about that? Oh, you don't know about him sending a basket of bananas to Keyshawn Davis' hotel room? And they blinked that white boy from Who Gives a Fuckistan? You don't know about that? Oh, God, you got to stop talking to me, bro. You got to stop. You talk to me when you want to know something about boxing. And if I can't answer, I will get the answer for you. I don't have to make this up. But when I get passionate like this, it's because of the unfair treatment. That's Miguel's wife and his kid, who's a full-blown adult now. And when this happened, I said, why are they showing this? But I never once said, man, look, I know he had plaster in his hands. I can't unsee. He didn't have to be there for all of those hooks and body shots. And you know what? That is true. Number one, he was more defensively sound in the second fight. Number two, Shane Mosley didn't get touched. Bricks or not. Go watch the Mosley and Margarito fight and count the times Margarito touched him. He didn't touch him. Aaron Jordan, salute. He didn't touch him. So why the fuck was an old Shane Mosley more defensively sound and got the knockout than the young rising Miguel Cotto? By the way, that was his first loss. And why is it that I get up here and I say, yo, man, you know, Miguel Cotto's a victim of 2 robberies. 2, Drew? Yes, 2. He's a victim of 2 robberies. Now, why is it that I could say that to this same dude, and he looked at me kind of confused and said, oh, you don't know? The Margarito, I believe he cheated, although that's in the books. I believe he cheated. But never mind that. You know what happened after that? He was a champion at 147 pounds, right? WBO, right? He fought Manny Pacquiao and was made to come in at 145 pounds on fight night. When in the history of boxing, prior to that moment, was a champion made to come in at a selected weight to defend their championship at a weight, at their respective weight, made to come in because the challenger was more popular. In what fucking universe have you ever seen that? You're welcome. Cotto didn't complain. He went in there, and how'd that fight end? He got stopped, didn't he? Okay. I don't want to hear shit about, oh, well, he didn't complain and he didn't sue. Shut up. As soon as you start talking about what Devin did or whatever, and you don't even know what the lawsuit was about, you need to shut up. When you start talking about getting back in blood, Ryan is running right now. He's on the street running right now. The nigga's the Flash. He's running right now. And he's also running game on you motherfuckers because you think like whores. Just shut up. You guys don't know what the fuck you talking about. Hold on. Let me calm down. These niggas don't know what the hell they're talking about. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. When I say niggas, I'm talking about black and brown and white people with a lazy mentality. Lazy. I've been talking up Miguel Cotto since this happened. And when the truth came out, not one time did I say I can't unsee what I saw. Shut your mouth. This is his wife and child crying. And they did it in slow motion. They did it so smooth. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Who's pointing at them? Why? Why would they do this? Come on, man. Look how long they left the camera there. Wow. Wow. Great job, HBO. Great job. You know what the motherfucker sends to me today? The picture of Devin on the floor with Ryan standing over him. Now, I could have been real petty and sent all of this to him. Specifically. What the fuck could you say to me? Oh, well, you know what I mean? Cotto got it back in blood. What, like 2 years later after Manny softened him up for you? I didn't even say that. This dude cheated. And then you break the Victor Conti glass. And when I say, well, name the goddamn snack fighter that popped, I'll wait. Oh, well, Victor knows how to hide the drugs. Prove it. Because if he was that nice with it, he wouldn't have went to jail for it, right? By the way, I did a live asking the public, are y'all cool with Victor Conti working with boxers now? Y'all remember that live? I said, y'all cool? Whatever. No one cared. Benavidez was there. No one cared. Caleb Plant was there. No one cared. There's a couple of soccer players that were there. No one cared. As soon as Devin went there, now y'all care. Bud was there and no one cared. As soon as Devin got there, y'all ain't care. I mean, y'all started caring as soon as Devin got there. Ladies and gentlemen, people have to qualify to talk boxing with you. What I should have did this morning was just LOL him and just whatever. LOL, ID, what is it? I don't give a F. ID, GAF. What casuals say online. Don't care. They don't know what I know. Holler at me when Ryan says, okay, I want to fight. Send me an offer. Holler at me when Tank says, oh, I'll fight you at the full 47. After 3 years of his fans saying Tank a baby, too small. Holler at me when Shakur grows a pair of balls. There's a list. The only person that answered the list was Brian Norman Jr. Everybody else is pussycat. Everybody else is pussycat. Everybody. So if you can't unsee Devin eating left hooks and he finished the fight and Miguel couldn't even finish this fight. Devin finished the fight. And as a matter of fact, the only rounds that Ryan won was the rounds that he knocked Devin down in. I was there. I scored the fight a draw, but I knew what they were going to do. Cotto won the first, 2-3 rounds? And it was downhill since then. And then when I talk about the unfair treatment, it being racist, all of a sudden that's low IQ, man, fuck out of here, bro. You don't know enough. Just because you go to a gym and hit a bag and jump some rope, there's fighters right now that go to the gym, hit a bag, and make millions of dollars, and they don't know a quarter of the stuff that we know. Tell me I'm lying. Respectfully. When I spoke to Devin Alexander, y'all remember that? That was on Fanon's channel a few years ago. He didn't know what I knew. Respectfully, because that's my guy. They tried to get me and him fighting online. They played a chopped up interview. He made a statement. I said, oh, no, it's not that. Fanon said, I reached out to him. He responded, you want to talk? I said, yes. We spoke, cleared the air, and we've been cool ever since. But there was things I said about boxing like 5 minutes into the conversation. He didn't even know. But he's a pro who's made millions of dollars, though, right? You think these fighters walking around right now know more of the history of the sport than scrapbook boxing? They know more than Stormy, 78, me, BFTB. When BFTB get to talking to them about rankings and shit like that, their eyes start spinning. You think they know more than Tay Jones? Sugar-free Mars, champ side? No, they don't. But we on here bigging them up. So when some dude in the street tries to talk to me about this and you don't know what I know, you might want to just humble yourself and say, all right, well, what are you talking about? I don't care if you disagree. Research it and then come back and tell me I'm wrong. Let's have a dialogue. I'll tell you where I got my information from, how did I come to this assessment, and why do you disagree or agree? Tell me why. Listen, man, if you don't like DHP, just say that, because I'm not going any further with you. Yeah, Shamar, that was a while ago. Talking about what Devin shouldn't do and, oh, well, Miguel didn't sue. He couldn't sue. What would he sue for? Y'all tell me. The hand wraps are gone. All you got is a picture. That really doesn't do anything. What's he going to say? Your Honor, I never felt a punch like that before. He hit me in the face. The damage. Okay. I need more, though. I need some physical evidence because a lot of fighters, maybe your punch resistance just went that day. Who knows? He knocked out 2 other people prior to you. He knocked out Golden Johnson and, wait a minute. Was it Kermit? I think it was Kermit Cintron. May have been Golden Johnson. I forgot. But he fought Paul Williams, and Paul Williams beat him, but he said his punches felt funny. Josh Cloudy broke his hand, so he couldn't really throw, I think, his right hand or something. But he said his punches felt funny. So the judge would just say, hey, man, I need more evidence, man. That's why he didn't sue. Oh, but he got it back in blood. Yeah, a whole, year and a half later, after Manny Pacquiao busted his eye up. Now you see when he rematched him, how many times you heard me mention Manny Pacquiao getting him first? Never. I fucks with Miguel Cotto. He's a Hall of Famer. And I think this was an injustice. The unfortunate thing is that we couldn't prove it. The only thing we got was the Shane Mosley incident. And then we just kind of like put two and two together. Another thing, why is it that we could put two and two together for Miguel Cotto, but we can't do any of that for Deontay Wilder? Now all of a sudden y'all niggas y'all don't even know who Sherlock Holmes is. Man, you know what? I ain't gonna belabor the point. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When anyone talks about what they can't unsee, if they're Latino, Spanish, whatever they call themselves that day, you bring this up. Just say, yo, Cotto wasn't cheated by Margarito? They're gonna say, yup. Pull up box rec, screenshot box rec, and say, why does it say TKO right here? Oh, well, we know Margarito cheated. No, we don't. No, we don't. And then wink at him. No, we don't. We don't. You know what we do know? Ryan Garcia had Ostarine in his system. You know what we do know? He lied about 3 different companies as to why he got Ostarine in his system. You know what we do know? He tried to drug test what he had in his crib, and they said, hey, when we got the canisters, they were open, which means he put the Ostarine in it. You know what we do know? He blamed black people and George Floyd, and he wanted to join the Ku Klux Klan. That's what we know. Want me to go further? And that's who you support now? And we do know that he's ducking now. And y'all don't see that, but you can't unsee a fucking left hook? Y'all better be very, very careful on who you talk to. Because I promise you, today, this morning, I ain't doing this shit no more. I sent them a bunch of links to videos, and I reminded him of shit that, because he's at my job sometimes, I reminded him shit that I said to him, and I put him in a blender. He says, well, it doesn't matter what I say because you're gonna, I said, yeah, it don't matter because I'm telling you the truth. We all have smartphones. Find something to contradict what I'm telling you. He can't do it. And then when I nailed him to the cross, all he said was, oh, well, I work and I have a family. I can't look it up like how you look it up. Oh, where am I at right now? Work, right? I'm a family man too, right? You ain't got to go home to your computer. When you take lunch, you take out your smartphone and I don't know if it's an iPhone or a smartphone, and you get on your game. Or ask me what's going on if you don't know. But if you think Bill be capping, if you're one of those people, you think Bill be capping and everyone's lying and drinking that Bill Haney Kool-Aid. Meanwhile, when I told the nigga, I said, yo, I can call him right now. I pulled up Bill's picture in phone. Well, I covered the phone up. I said, you know I know him, right? He said, huh? I said, you know I know him, right? I said, I can call him right now. He said, oh, well, it's not that serious. Yes, it is that serious. You're calling him a liar. I'm telling you something simple. Ryan don't want the rematch. Let me get this straight. Let me be very clear. I'm immersed into this. I'm not just shooting the shit with you from opinion. My opinions come from facts. How you doing? My name's Drew Titan. Here's my fucking link to my YouTube. I sat right in front of Ryan Garcia when he said, oh man, I met on that racist ramp. Me and my friend, we were on shrooms. I said, shrooms? Oh, so you admit you was on drugs? That don't negate the fact that you said what you said, because I can't unhear what you said. Y'all can't unsee a left hook, but you can't, you can unhear what he said though. Ryan shouldn't have said that, but you know, he was high, he was drunk, you know, he ain't mean it. Man, shut up. Devin Haney said, I'll never let a white boy beat me. The world ended that day. The next day he had to apologize, did he not? Did he say, I want to, I don't know, resurrect some sort of Jewish person and kill him and shout out to Hitler? Did Devin say anything remotely close to that? No. But he had to apologize the next day. But when I point out the racism, I'm low IQ. Nah, you're ignorant. You're ignorant. There's going to be a bunch of Puerto Ricans screaming for Xander Zayas. I don't know if Zayas is going to win. But why do you think they're rooting for Xander Zayas? So when I see you big lip baboon monkeys talking about you can't unsee a left hook, F you and your mama. Yeah, Eden, they broadcast what Devin said about Loma. But did they broadcast what, exactly, I remember that, Eden, but did they broadcast what Ryan Garcia did and said? You know what, if they did, you know what they did do? They talked about, oh, he said it, but he needs help. Poor kid, he needs help. Man, if y'all don't shut up, if y'all don't get away from me, bro, listen. This whole world is about race. The World Cup is right now. Do you know they throw bananas on the field with a black team and they make monkey noises? Do you know that? They told BFTB, because he was at the Loma fight with Devin, you're only rooting for Devin because he's black. You know who said that to him? Some little white chick with a Ukrainian accent. So let me guess, who the fuck are you here voting for and why? You remember when Jamel Charlo was fighting that Argentinian cat? You remember the video I did on that? Shorty said, he said, USA, USA. Come on, y'all. No one said USA. He got drowned out by people shouting Argentina, and he's in America. And some fourth generation Argentine chick says, nobody even wants you here. Andrew 100, exactly. I know all about it, brother. I know all about it. I know all about it. People told me. Shorty said, nobody even wants you here. But Jamel, the monkey that he is, jumps in Deontay's chat. It's not about race. Skills pay the bill. Nigga turns right around and starts beefing about a goddamn incident at a goddamn gym in New York. Crying about they kicked him out. It was racist. Oh, yeah, brother. Phenomenal Mexican. Yo, bro. Argentina harbored Nazis. The word on the curb is they harbored Hitler. They harbored Nazis over there. They had a black town in there or something. Look up what they did to them. I forgot the name of it. It was a black town over there. What do you think they did? What do you think they did? What do you think they did? Look it up. Stop me when I'm lying. Everyone got a problem with what I say. All I say is, all right, cool. You got a problem? Point out the lie. I'll stop talking when you can say, well, Drew, that's not true. I don't have to lie on Ryan Garcia. What's crazy is you knuckle draggers getting mad when I point out why I don't like him. When I start saying things like car fire. Well, why you feel like that? Well, everything that I pointed out. And there's no place for any of this. The cheating or the racism in the ducking, the cheating, and the racism in boxing. That goes for everybody. So when I sent money, all of these links, Victor Conte link, boom, I spoke on that already. Next. The Ryan Garcia link after link after link after link. I'm not just shooting from the hip. These are facts. And all you can say is you can't unsee a left hook. Well, this hits home because he's Boricua, right? Cotto, Margarito won. I can't unsee any of the punches that Margarito landed. You could say he was cheating, but Moses ain't get touched by that. Paul Williams ain't get stopped. Josh Cloudy ain't get stopped. Why Cotto got stopped? Naquan, yes. The Clippers owner. Man, bro, we done caught so many strays for no fucking reason. It's ridiculous. So my reason for not liking Ryan Garcia, my reason is I'm harping on racism too much. But meanwhile, when have y'all heard me say I want to resurrect some non-black and kill them and join some, is there a black terrorist organization that I don't know about? Don't even say Black Lives Matter. How many white people they lynched? Man, I ain't gonna belabor the point, man. I'm getting out of here. I got shit to do. Man, salute to y'all. Y'all smash my like button. Y'all share the video. Rumble, y'all already know what time it is, man. I'll be doing videos sporadically. I'm not even gonna be in New York, but yo, y'all already know what it is. Salute to DHP.
Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be.
If you ain't rocking with me, you ain't rocking with DHP, you ain't rocking with the LDBC, jump in the ocean while holding a bag of rocks.
Why are you gay? No, you can't deny. You are gay. And you got gay friends who are telling everyone how you became the gayest of all of them. Shame. He's gay.
Gay, gay.
Gay!
That means you're gay.
But I kind of think you're gay.
Called you gay, by the way.
What are you, a fag? Cause bitch, you a fag. You are fags.
Homosexual.